enough that you were born poor, but now you're gay. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Session. If you didn't know, now you do. So today I'm going to be reviewing the thaibl series Moonlight Chicken. Yeah, so I'm gonna start off with my rating for the drama. The drama for me, I have to think about this. I want to give it a 10, but it's gonna be a 9.5. I don't know, or a 10. It's kind of teetering between a 9, a 9.5, and a 10, but I just feel like I don't want to give it a 10 because I'm about to drag some people in this drama, honestly. Should I start off with the good and then I get to who I'm gonna drag in this drama? So synopsis of Moonlight Chicken is that Win, who is played by Mix, he is in this chicken shop where he meets Uncle Jim, which is played by Earth. And in a drunken night, the two of them have a one-night stand, and Win cannot get over Uncle Jim, but Uncle Jim obviously wants nothing to do with him. Uncle Jim runs the chicken shop and he raises his nephew Li Ming, and he has an employee who works there who gets his girlfriend pregnant. Yeah. That is basically what happens. So Win is trying to enter into a relationship with Jim. Jim has so many issues that we uncover throughout the series, but Win has a few issues of his own, such as him having an ex-boyfriend that he broke up with a couple months before actually meeting Jim, but he still lives with his ex-boyfriend and sleeps in the same bed as him. Now, when the series first started, I wanted to give Win the benefit of the doubt. Like, oh, he still lives with his ex. I mean, you probably should have moved out of the house. Not the house, the condo that you guys were sharing. And then I was kind of like, I didn't like Alan either, because I just thought Alan was just an ass. But I get everybody's perspective in the situation, but Alan is still an ass a little bit. But Win was wrong for not trying to close out the Alan chapter before he tried to open a new story and chapter with Uncle Jim. And it's even worse because in a way he left the door kind of a little bit open for Alan, who's played by First. He left the door kind of open for Alan a little bit because he was still living with him, still doing things with him, still sleeping in the same bed as him. And it's kind of like, I'm just one of those people, if you're done with somebody, you need to make a clean break and move on. I would not be okay if I was Uncle Jim and Win was pursuing me and he still lived with his ex, and then his ex is coming to my place of business and said, oh, you left me for this chicken shop, chicken rice seller. I was like, ooh, the girls are fighting. That fight at Christmas, Jim is a mess, but we gonna get to it. Overall, what I thoroughly enjoyed about this drama is the realism aspect of this drama. It is real. It tackles like with poverty and all these things, having to view in the situation of poverty. And a lot of people sometimes they're like, it's something that happens a lot in Jamaica where it's like, oh, you need to go to university, you need to get an education, you need to get a degree so you can get like a better paying job, so advance and pull you up over this life of poverty. And a lot of times, I'm somebody who did go to university, and honestly, university is not for everybody. And university, you go there, you learn that you have the knowledge, you have the tools. You still need the practical aspect of whatever you're gonna do in your field. University is not for everybody. If you really don't want to go to university, I would advise you not to go. Don't go to please somebody else. If you want to go, do it for yourself, because at the end of the day, if you are not in the best financial position to go to university, their chances are you either have to work and put yourself through school, or you have to get a loan to put yourself through school, which is what I did. And then at the end of the day, you're stuck with repaying this loan with nobody to help you. So going to university, if you want to do it on your own, I 100% encourage anybody who wants to further their education. But if it's something that you don't want to do, don't feel pressurized to do it. The realism aspect of it is really good. The way that it's shot is really good as well. It feels so real. A lot of things that take place in this drama is real. It's gut-wrenching to watch, but it's just the realism factor of it is really, really good. Yeah, I think that's everything about it is good. I don't have any complaints about how, stories played out. I have no problem with that. What I do, however, have a problem with is some of these characters. And I'm going to start with Jim first. And why I didn't really like Jim's character. Jim, I didn't appreciate the way that he often held conversations with Li Ming. He acted as if Li Ming was a child, an infant, a 6-year-old who didn't understand or could hold a proper adult conversation when Li Ming is 18 years old. You're expecting him to go out into the world and function as a well-rounded adult, but yet you keep saying, "Oh, this is not for a child," and whatever, this is for adults. Technically, legally, Li Ming is an adult. Not everybody is very mature at 18 years old, which Li Ming is very much mature than a lot of the adults in this drama. Speaking words of wisdom. Another thing, Li Ming, I don't like the way that he talks to his uncle neither, but they just can't have a good conversation. They just be fussing and fighting, which I get where Li Ming is coming from, because it's like Jim coming on that type of time with him. So I'm like a reciprocator of energy. Like, if you come in on that time, I'm gonna give it to you back. So I get where he's coming from. Another thing is that Jim has a lot of issues that he needed to work through. I could never imagine running away from home. My sister does not like gay people. Then you are tasked to raise her son while she's wherever she is. You get into a relationship with somebody, they subsequently cheat on you. You believe that you were that person that they were cheating on you with was the other person. Turns out you was the other person. Then they die in a tragic accident. Maybe I would be scarred. I would be scarred. And that's why I kind of understood where he was kind of standoffish with Wen, because it's kind of like, Wen, clean up your mess before you try to be a part of this man's life. Like, it's kind of a similar situation, except you broke up with your boyfriend before you got with him. But I could understand why Jim could kind of be like a little bit. Speaking about Wen, I mean, all in all, Win is not a bad character. It's just I just didn't like how he didn't move out of his house with Alan. Like that's the only thing I had a problem with. Otherwise than that, he was fine to me. A problem that I had with Alan is that Alan, I'm a person where it's kind of like if you tell me no, I'ma just say the no and I'ma go. I get that Alan was in a relationship with Wen for 5 years, and then suddenly one day he's like, it wouldn't be suddenly, because if you fall out of love with somebody, there are definitely signs, things that be happening, like things that they used to like about you they find very annoying and irritating, things that they would do for you because they like you, it becomes a chore, becomes a hassle, they don't want to do it anymore, which is what Win highlighted in the drama. So it's kind of like the signs are there, maybe you don't want to pay attention, but it is there. And what irritated me about Alan is that Alan could not pick up on the signs. He just did not want, after Win told him point blank, I don't love you anymore. And it's like, if eventually when you're stuck with somebody that you don't love anymore and you're just there, it becomes a point of you pitying the person, as well as it can become a hate situation where you hate this person. You don't want to be around them anymore. It could have been a toxic situation like that. It honestly could have. And I just wanted Alan to be like, I get that he felt like there was some hope with that, because in a way Win was kind of leading him on, which I felt Win for that. But it's kind of like he made his position clear that he doesn't love you anymore and he just wants to be friends. And it's kind of like you Alan, you need to let go. You need to move on. You can find somebody else. You may think you won't, but you will. Another person that I want to drag in this drama is Heart's parents. Oh, I love Heart and Li Ming. They have my heart. I love them, especially because it was nice to see them in other roles, Gemini and Fourth, because I watched them in My School President. If you not watch my review of that, you should definitely go and watch that. Their chemistry was really, really good in the drama. Heart's parents, I want to drag them because how is it possible that your son has been deaf for 3 years and the only form of communication that you have with him is to write notes and pass it to him? You have not attempted to learn sign language to communicate with yourself. So you're gonna tell me that until the day that you guys unfortunately pass away or hurt for whatever reason, you were never planning to learn sign language? Is that what you're telling me? You was never gonna learn sign language, and y'all just gonna pass notes to him? I could never ever. And then what pisses me off is when Li Ming should have asked his parents permission, but it's kind of like the parents was never gonna let him out. They treat him like he don't know how to function like a normal human being, which he functioning better than y'all. Is when Jim is just like, oh, why you keep causing trouble? I'm like, Jim, shut up. And then it pissed me off more when at New Year's, when Jim sees Heart and Li Ming kiss. Jim gonna be like, now hear this? Oh, yeah, it's bad enough that you were born poor, but now you're gay? I was like, honey, I was shook. I was shocked. I'm like, I know Jim ain't talking. Jim, you are poor and gay and old. The triple trifecta. Like, are you kidding me? This man said, oh, it's bad enough you were born poor. First of all, y'all bitches are the ones that was broke. So y'all made him poor by association. Now again, that's another story. But y'all acting like you rich. My dude, yeah, you and his mama are the broke bitches. That's why he was raised poor. Lehman was not born poor. I'm sure if Lehman had a choice, he would have been born rich and gay, not poor and gay. Like, you can, like, what? So he's saying like being gay is a struggle and being poor is a struggle. You want to add another insult to injury, sir? I could not believe it. I'm just like, Jim, do you hear yourself when you talk, when you speak sometimes? I'm wondering, Jim, sir, you not hearing yourself when you talk. It's very apparent. Very, very apparent. It's very, very apparent. He not hearing himself when he talk. He not. It can't be real. Another thing that the drama, like, I could talk so much about all of the characters that were in the drama, but we don't have all day. I just want to highlight some things. And another thing that I found interesting is when they were doing the Marina Park project, and they were saying to, I think, the boss, and he was like, oh, what if the people don't want to move out? And he's like, oh, you know, big fish always eat small fish. And everybody was kind of looking like, you really just said that? But it's just the sad reality. Money talk, shit walk. Not money runs the world. Money will get things done for you faster. That's the thing. Because that's honestly, me and my friend were talking about it, not the series, but she was saying to me like, money really talks. And I said, what happened? And she was like, I work for this company, and my company, they ordered some mugs over, it was a considerable amount of mugs with like logos and stuff on it, and the order was done and everything. So my friend ordered one single mug from the place that she ordered before, same logo and everything, and the order kept getting declined and whatever. And she's like, huh? She tried again and get declined again, and she called the customer to call the place to talk to them, and she's like, why does this keep happening? And they're telling her, oh, we can't do this design because they're trying to say it's too complicated for them to do it. My friend is like, really? But my company just ordered X amount, it's the same logo, and you guys did it. And she was like, oh, let me check, come back. And I was like, and she's like, oh yeah, we can do it. I'm like, okay, you could do it for the larger amount, but you can't do it for the one single one. And I was like, honestly, if that was me, I would not do any business with that company. But personally, on a big corporation, and you know, it is what it is, but personally, my money that I would be using, I would not work with a business like that. And that's so true. Like, in this world, money makes the world go round, and it's just the sad reality of it all. It's just sad being poor, being taken advantage of by people who have money. It's crazy. Speaking of money, I also wanted to talk about Gaipa and his mom. Honestly, it hurt my heart to see that they killed off his mom. I was like, now why you guys gotta do that? And the fact that his mom did purchase insurance because she knew. And that is another lesson. Like, a lot of times people do not want to purchase insurance because, you know, there's stigma around insurance and all of that. Because, let's be real, people be getting rid of their relatives because of insurance and stuff like that on them so they can get the money. And it's kind of like, why? Either you're gonna sit and wait until the person is no longer living, or you're gonna yourself for what's the reason? Go out and work. Get your ass up and work. And there's definitely a stigma around it. I studied banking and finance, and I tell you, insurance is really important because sometimes you don't want something to happen to you unexpectedly and your family cannot foot the bill for your funeral or anything that you need, or even to do a surgery, take care of your medication. Like, it's really important. It might seem like a hassle, but in the long run it is important. And the fact that his mom took out so many insurance claims, she was like, even though I'm gonna be gone, I'm gonna make sure that you good when I'm gone. And it's really, really sad. And I was shocked to find out that guy had a degree and he was selling in the market. And I was like, but that's the reality as well, because a lot of people who leave university, they're not in high paying jobs, they're in like lower level jobs. And I was like, wow, just another real aspect of this drama coming out. As well as with I forgot what the worker in gem shop, his name is, and his girlfriend and them having a child. That whole situation reminded me of in Twilight, when Bella's dad was talking to her. She was like, oh, you definitely don't want to get married because you guys weren't safe or whatever. And sis said, look here, I'm not about to raise this child by myself, so you best come take responsibility. And he was man enough to take up his responsibility and everything, as he should, because it takes two to tango. But a lot of time things happen unexpectedly, like having a child. You may not be prepared, you're not ready to have a child. But one thing about having a child sometimes is that if the support is there, you can make it work. And they seem to have like a good support system. They just need to work on their financial standing a little bit, and things can work out. That's the real aspect of life. Sometimes you're not ready to have a child, but circumstances push you to be ready for them. You have to be, and to be your best self. And speaking of child, I want to speak about Li Ming's mother. Li Ming's mother, she triggers me a lot. Like, I don't get how she left Li Ming with Jem. Li Ming said he ain't seen her 5 to 6 years. Seems like she was not talking on the phone with him either. Like, how? I get that you may want him in a more secure and steady situation, not what then you can provide. I absolutely get that, but sis, you have not been talking to him for X amount of years. How? And then you that's the thing, like, then they want to come in and think that they can run your life. It don't work like that. It really, really don't. You have to come in, get to know Li Ming from scratch, because you're coming in when he is basically a young adult now. He's different than the adolescent Li Ming that you knew. And that's a fact. Honestly. And yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about for Moonlight Chicken. There's probably more that I could say, but those are the most important things that I wanted to highlight. Like I said, the drama was really, really good. The concept of it was good as well. There's nothing that I think that I would have changed about this drama. It is perfect the way that it is. Only wish that maybe it had more episodes, but I think the 8 episodes was good. We had a well-developed plot in 8 episodes. So much progress. Tell you got them 12 episode dramas, and we're like, okay, you're just drugging it at this point. Honestly, they did a really amazing job with this series. But you know, that's just my thought, that's just my opinion. You can leave your guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comment section. Make sure that you thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell so you can get notified anytime I post a new video. And I'll see you guys. Bye. Yeah.